Good morning, everyone. While we're waiting for others to get in and get settled, now's a good time to grab anything you need to get comfortable. Maybe it's a glass of water, a hot cup of tea or coffee, might even be a cozy blankie or a sweater. Also, if you have items at home and you would like to smudge with us, now's a great time to grab those items as we begin to ignite the healing within. It's a new day, relatives. It's a new sunrise, another moon phase. Today's our opportunity to take a moment to reflect, decide how we're feeling, listen to our heart and what we might need, and to move forward. We'll send some cleansing, healing, and positive energy your way for those of our relatives who don't have smudge at home. That's okay. We got you. We got you. Sending healing your way, relatives. Sending you lots of love. Aloha kakahiaka. Hello and good morning. My name is Malia, and I'm a community healer at the HIR Wellness Institute. We are a nonprofit organization that focuses on the mental health and wellness of our relatives of Turtle Island, as well as other Indigenous and underserved communities, and also victims of crime. You can join us here every Monday through Friday at 8 a.m., where we will always breathe, we will always stretch, explore ways of integrating self-care and wellness into our daily lives. And we will always honor our cultural traditions, our customs, our ancestry, our strength, and our resilience. I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning, and also take a moment to introduce our HIR Wellness Institute team member who is here with us. We have one of our CARES counseling interns, Odessa Peters. How are you doing today, Odessa? Yes, I hope you're doing well. Want to know how things are with you. And also, I'd like to say good morning to our relatives out there. Whether you're new to these videos or you're returning, I want to remind you that you are always welcome here. This is a safe space for you to comment, ask questions, share your own personal wisdom or cultural insight, your ancestral teachings. This is our time right now, every weekday morning, to take a moment to gauge where we're at, take stock of how we're feeling, and then decide how we're going to move forward in our day, or if we're going to move forward at all. Maybe today might be just a day of reflection, and in that way, that is a beautiful way of healing. But right here, right now, together, you, me, Odessa, and all of our relatives watching out there, this is a time where we get to practice some very powerful medicine. It's what our founder and CEO has coined and developed as community activated medicine. That means the people are the medicine. That means we can lean into each other when we need some support. And that means we can allow others to lean into us when they need it too. And if community activated medicine means that the people are the medicine, that means right here, right now, we have within ourselves the own ability to do our own part of our healing, whether that be in your heart, your mind, your body, or your spirit. So relatives, as we check in, let's do it right now. Feel free to share how you're feeling today. No matter what it is you're feeling, it's okay. And if you want to, you can share with us in the comment box. Because when we're honest about our feelings and what it is that we need, that's how we can move forward in our healing. That's how we can continue to walk or crawl or reflect in our journey and our path. And for those of you relatives who don't want to share in the comment box, that is okay. It is your choice. But do take a moment to scan your body. Pay attention if you feel any tension or physical pain anywhere. Sometimes we might feel it in our jaw or our lower back. Maybe you have an upset tummy or a headache. Also take a moment. Do you feel anything? Is there something weighing heavy in your heart? Are there thoughts that are circulating through your mind that maybe kept you up a little bit later at night than you wanted to? What are those worries? I'll give you a moment, relatives. Scan the body, scan the heart, scan the mind. What do you feel? Then we can decide what we need. And relatives, while you're taking a moment to just listen to your body, listen to your heart and your mind, we also have our occupational therapist joining us, Claudia Meyer-Smith. So when you're here, know that you have a circle of care surrounding you right now. Each one of our HIR Wellness Institute team members has different gifts and different talents, as do you. The Creator gave us each our own special gifts. And I'm here to support you as a community healer. I'm here to support you as an advocate. Claudia is here to support you as an occupational therapist, and Odessa as a counselor. Know that we're here for you. And know that wellness, there's infinite possibilities. And there's many different aspects of our mental health and wellness. And that's why at the HIR Wellness Institute, we provide you with all these resources. It takes a community, it takes a village. The doctor's not just going to solve it for us. Us trying to do it on our own. We need other people. We have all these different healers for you. Odessa said that she's doing well. She feels like I have a lot in my head, knowing I have a lot to do this week and trying to compartmentalize it all. So glad to be here to pin those thoughts and be present. Excited for some breathing. All right, Odessa. Busy week, it sounds like, again for you, Odessa. Thinking about you and hope you're doing well. Claudia says she's here just moving around and busy day. Yep, Wednesdays are always busy days for us at the Institute. I want to take a moment to talk to our relatives out there who aren't doing okay. For those of our relatives, for those of you who are facing difficulty right now, who are maybe feeling uncertain about their journey and where it is and how it is they're going to move forward. For our relatives out there who may be feeling upset or sad. Maybe you're angry. Maybe you don't even know what you're feeling, but you know you feel some sort of way and you're not sure what to do about it. I want to remind you, relatives, you're not alone. And those feelings can and do happen in our journey and path of wellness, which is synchronous with our journey and path of life. So if you're not doing okay today, I will always remind you, it is okay not to be okay. And if you're feeling that way, there's some things that you can do. And the beauty of it is you can decide what your healing needs to look like for the day in small steps. Maybe that means today you need to take a deep breath. Or maybe you just need some time to reflect. Maybe it means going for a walk. And you can also reach out to somebody that you trust that you can talk to. As Indigenous people, relatives, we understand innately that community and leaning to others is a very important part of our wellness. So if you're not feeling okay, do reach out to someone that you can talk to. Someone that you trust. Maybe it's a friend or a family member. Maybe it's even a coworker that you trust. You can also call our Cares Warm line, which is open every Monday through Friday from 9 a.m. to 8 p.m. And you can call or text. And within 24 hours, you'll get a response from one of our Cares Warm counselors. Claudia, Odessa, and myself, we know them all personally. I love our team. And they're all passionate about walking alongside you on that path and journey of life, of self-care, of wellness, of mental health. Our Cares counselors will listen to you with respect and with dignity. You will be heard. No stigma attached. Judgment-free. We understand at the HIR Wellness Institute that sometimes we need others to lean on and things get hard. And that's okay. We're here for you. You are not alone, relatives. And know that everybody needs that type of emotional support sometimes. I need it. All of our team members need it. There's not any one person who is excluded from the need of emotional support. Not any one relative out there. And not only can our Cares counselors provide you with emotional support, but they can also provide you with resources that may be helpful to you. There are resources out there, relatives. There's lots of different organizations, agencies, and above all, people who truly, truly care about your wellness and your well-being. So you're not alone, relatives. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Some days are really hard. Odessa says, I feel like at times the hardest part is the initial reaching out. It's in these moments that we are most brave. It is scary because we're being vulnerable. But if you reach out to the right people, then it can be safe with no judgments. It does not make it easier to ask for help, but we all deserve support. It's hard to heal all on our own. Yes. Thank you, Odessa, so much for this wisdom and insight. Sometimes our strength and our resilience means recognizing when we do need to lean into others. For some of us, including myself, relatives, including myself, our trauma involves us being extremely independent. Because we've never fully been able to rely on others, or perhaps it's because of so many disappointments. Maybe it was the inconsistency of care. Maybe it's just the consistent disappointment that you've maybe had. To the point where you're like, you know what, I'm just going to do it myself. Because if I do it myself, it's going to get done. So if you're one of those people who's really independent, relatives, I understand. That's part of my healing journey too, is to recognize that I can't do everything alone. And that recognition That realization is very empowering. The vulnerability of allowing someone in, someone that we trust, in a safe place, can help us to release some of that trauma that has caused us to be so incredibly independent and so just uncomfortable in asking for help. I know relatives. I know what that feels like. And we all deserve support. You are not a burden to ask for help. Also, relatives, feel free at any time to check in. You don't have to check in just in the beginning. At any time, you can let us know how you're feeling, and you can always talk. Again, this is a circle of care. This is community activated medicine. And this means that, if we were in a room together, I wouldn't be at the head of a classroom. We'd all be facing each other in a circle. This is interactive. This is us together. This is not above or below. I just happen to be the one with the camera on me. I wish we all had cameras and we could all talk. So if you do want to talk and you have something to say, feel free to write it in the comment section and we can talk about it. I'll read it out loud for you. And relatives out there, do understand that with community activated medicine, if the people are the medicine and we have the abilities to do our own part of our healing, that means that you too are a healer. You have within you the ability to heal others. And what I mean by that is that when you let somebody say what they need to say, you listen to somebody openly about what it is that they're feeling, and you do this without judgment, without the need to tell them what to do, but you can listen openly and with heart. That makes us all healers. Odessa says, we all have wisdom and insight to share. We all can learn from each other. And this is so, so true. Over 7 billion people in the world, and each one of us is as unique as a snowflake. Each one of us is so unique that the Creator gave us our gifts and our talents in a combination of, our ancestry and those gifts and what are, the bodies that we walk in. We have our different perspectives. We all have wisdom and insight to share, and we can all learn from each other. Odessa says, I heal from these R&Rs, and it's something that I look forward to each week, getting to share my own thoughts as well as hear others. I love hearing everyone's insights on healing and self-care. Yes, relatives, right now, just reflecting on what you need. It may be seemingly small. It may seem like a very seemingly small step on your wellness path, but it's huge. So don't be afraid to comment. I can't say it enough. We respect you here, and this is a safe place for you. I want to go ahead into our deep breathing. We've been doing a really interesting breathing technique that our Daughters of Tradition taught us at the Red Sands event this weekend. And I want to let you know, relatives, that if you haven't had the opportunity to experience the Red Sands event on Saturday, a lot of it is posted on our Facebook page, which is where you are right now. And it's so healing. So feel free to check out any of those videos, or truly any one of our video posts that we have all week long. It's not just me. There's a lot of other healers. There's lots of other team members. There's lots of programs all week long, and I promise you, no matter what video you click on this page, um, they're always so calming and so peaceful. Good morning, Terrell. Terrell says, I'm late, but glad I'm able to join. Yes, didn't miss the breathing. No, you did not, Terrell. We're about to get into it. Square breathing is what we're doing this week. Last week it was gratitude breathing. I'm just gonna move my table close. So with square breathing, just like any other breathing, relatives, when we practice deep breathing, it does slow down excessively busy minds. It can slow down the heart rate, and it does. I've noticed it does slow my mind because my speech will begin to slow down. It has a lot of positive physiological impacts, but also emotional and mental impacts, with the brain slowing, with the heart rate slowing. I found that my sleep has been wonderful since I started deep breathing with you in March, and I thought I was going to have chronic insomnia. Like I always thought insomnia was just going to be part of what adulthood looks like for me, and it's not true. The deep breathing has actually given me very good sleep through the night, which is outstanding. But also, when we have those overly busy minds and everything's racing and we have all these responsibilities, when we deep breathe, it allows ourselves to center ourselves. It grounds us. And there in that stillness and in that quiet, we become present of our heart. And our heart does not have language with word. Our heart's language is emotional. And we're in that space, the mind can rest. The mind can heal. The mind needs to be able to listen to the heart sometimes. And when we allow our heart to speak and communicate with us matters of love, language of emotion, then what happens is we begin to speak the language that our spirit understands. Spirit, the language of spirit. And when we're listening in silence to that language of spirit, we become very, very quiet. And in that quietness becomes the awareness of the presence of what has always been there and is innately within us, our spirit. And as we are conscious of the presence of our spirit, we get to expand in light, we expand in peace, we expand in a way that is authentic. We get to see and recognize the beauty of who we are. Our racing thoughts, our trauma, our problems through the day, that is not who we are. So with that being said, when we do our square breathing, we're going to breathe in through the nose. Our belly's going to expand, and we're going to trace a square, an invisible square, either here, or you can do it on your hand, or you don't have to use your hands at all. You can just visualize it in your mind. We breathe in through the nose, bring in that healing energy. When we come to the corner of the square, we're going to hold the breath for just a moment, and we're going to exhale and trace down. Then we'll breathe in through the nose again and exhale through the mouth. Remember, you can draw on your hand, or you can just visualize it in your mind. You can close your eyes, that's totally optional. And you can sit, lay, or recline however you want, relatives. This is all about you. This is all about what you need. Listen to your body. Trust what your heart tells you. You ready, relatives? Here we go. Deep inhale. And exhale. Deep inhale. And exhale. Deep inhale. And exhale. Deep inhale. And exhale. Just continue to breathe. Now, we've been doing a new stretch as well. I always like to start with the shoulders because we hold a lot of tension and stress there in the shoulders. You might be one of those people, and you may not even know it, that your shoulders are up to your ears. So, what we're going to do is we're going to push into that tension. So, let's try this with our shoulders. We're going to squeeze our shoulders up as high as we can to our ears. Maybe even bringing those arms and fist up. We're going to hold it there. If you have tension in your back, squeeze the back. And release. Let's try doing that again. We're going to go ahead and squeeze the shoulders up. Squeeze them tight. Squeeze them as hard as you can. Squeeze this back if you need it. Even squeeze if your legs hurt or your knees, squeeze wherever you need to. And exhale. And release. Let's try it again. Deep inhale. Squeeze. Hold it tight. I know this looks funny, but it's okay. And exhale. I'm going to roll those shoulders one more time. Relatives, allow yourself to stretch whatever you need. You know your body. Trust that. Trust what you feel you need. We're going to finish with the next stretch, looking from side to center, nice and gentle. We're going to go ahead and release some of that tension. Now let's go ahead and double tap the ear towards the shoulder. Again, being very gentle. Being conscious of our spine. Being conscious of the things in our neck, the tension that's there. And then we're going to breathe. Exhale from one side to the next. Chin from shoulder to shoulder. And gently looking down towards our lap. And up, stretching the neck. My favorite stretch right here. Big inhale and let it go. A yawn might come, and that's okay. Terrell, thanks for liking my scarf. I did some work in Mexico City a couple years back, and I got this on the street market. I love it so much, so thank you. How you feeling, relatives? All right, so we're going to get into our lunar phase, at least according to my ancestral teachings, known as Keala Okamahina, or the native Hawaiian path to the moon. By the way, drinking my peppermint tea today, good for my tummy. Caffeine free and delicious. I can't do caffeine, relatives. I get real panicky. So if you need a pick-me-up, good breath freshener, a good tummy relaxer, and something that invigorate the mind without caffeinating yourself, go for that peppermint tea. And the other thing about peppermint tea is it's very affordable. It goes good with just plain. Kids even like it. It's palatable. You could even add honey or milk and honey or maple syrup or agave syrup or sugar, whatever you need. Cream. I just drink it straight. Okay, so let's go into the moon phase for today. And again, relatives, culture is medicine. Your culture is medicine. So even if you're one of those people who maybe haven't been exposed to a lot of your ancestral roots or teachings, that's okay. It's never too late. Even many of our elders that we are fortunate enough to get to spend time with here at the HIR Wellness Institute, many of them are just beginning their culture as medicine journey, even in their 70s. And it's okay. It's all right. If you don't know about your culture and your ancestry, that's okay. You can do some research, seek out the relative, talk to your family, talk to the elders. It can be very, very healing. So I share the moon phase of my ancestral teachings because that's what I know, but I want you to know, relatives, that whatever your teachings are, in any aspect of your cultural or ancestral knowledge or wisdom, it is so welcome here. We are so happy to hear it. We embrace that. Does not matter what color of the rainbow you are, what tribe or chiefdom, what religion or spirituality, or what your geographic location is. We honor who you are because who you are is who you are. And that's beautiful. So the moon phase that we're in today is Kukolu, which means the third day of Ku. Tomorrow is the last day of Ku, so on Wednesday. And Ku is one of our four major Hawaiian gods. And Ku is a god of striving for excellence, of discipline, of sacrifice for the greater good. So when we are in these moon phases, again today and tomorrow, and we were yesterday and the day before, um, when we're in these lunar phases, if you want to, relatives, if you want to integrate these principles into your daily wellness routine, today would be a good day to do those things that those self-care and wellness actions that aren't particularly easy, because we get to choose what self-care and wellness looks like, and sometimes it looks amazing. It looks like, ice cream and Netflix all day because maybe you worked all weekend long and you just need to rest. Sometimes those self-care things are easy. Sometimes it's taking a few deep breaths. Those are another beautiful and powerful action of wellness that's pretty easy to do. When we're in those cool moons, of course you can do that, but also a cool moon does serve us in the energy that you might want to try doing some of those things that aren't as easy as Netflix and ice cream. For example, if you've been putting off calling the dentist, but you got to get in there, this would be a good time to pick up the phone and make that call. Same thing with doctor's appointments. If you know that you really should go to the doctor, your body's telling you, and you've just been like not wanting to deal with it, today might be the day to make that phone call. Another positive self-care actions in the kumuns, again, striving for excellence, or that little bit of extra or a lot of extra energy putting towards your goals, your dreams, your aspirations, or what it is that serves you authentically. A cool moon might be having a difficult conversation today with someone that you love. Maybe it's not, but maybe it is. It's whatever is right for you, and it's your choice. A cool moon action might look like, instead of going for that 10-minute walk, you go for a 20-minute walk. Or instead of going for that jog, you go for a run. That's cool moon action. And sacrifice for the greater good. So maybe today it might be, your children, you've been working really hard, you haven't been able to give the kids the attention they want. Today might be one of those nights where, instead of saying no another time, you actually do say, all right, for the next 15 minutes, next half hour, this is going to be all about my children, or all about what my spouse needs, or whatever that is. That's cool energy. Sacrifice for the greater good. Odessa says writing is a self care activity that is difficult for me to do. I actually did this briefly yesterday and felt good. All right, Odessa. Wonderful. Interesting, Odessa. I would think that you are a natural writer. Just in my mind, that would be something that you are just natural at. So I'm so glad that you did that. It's good to hear. Good cool moon energy. And relatives, let me ask you, and you don't have to answer on the thread if you don't want, but with the energy today that you have, not even necessarily that moon energy, but how you're actually feeling today, what is an action of self care that you will take today? Maybe it's one. How many actions of self care? Is it one thing? Is it half a dozen things? Is it 20 things? Is it more? Is it a day full of things? And you might be wondering, like, why is Malia always talking about self-care? Why wellness? Why being kind to yourself? Why is this important? Because of our trauma, and we all walk with trauma. Some of us, for Indigenous people, for example, or for our Black brothers and sisters who have dealt with hundreds of years of oppression, trauma, um, historical trauma, we actually have this in our blood memory. It starts with our epigenetics. It's even before we are even before we're babies in the womb. That trauma is there, and it goes from one generation to the next. And why am I talking about this with self-care and wellness? And here's why, relatives. Because when we take the time to reflect on the hurt that we have or the pain that we walk with, we allow ourselves to recognize it. And then we honor those feelings. And we say, yeah, this hurts. This hurts. This is what I experienced. This is my pain. Once we can honor, recognize, and reflect on that, those actions of self-care and wellness, even when they're seemingly minuscule, are actually very powerful, because what they do is they begin to break that cycle of trauma. It allows us to let go of some of those pains and some of that hurt that can affect our health physically. It can affect our mental health. It can even affect our spiritual health and our emotional health. So just know, relatives, that when you take these actions, seemingly small actions of self-care and wellness, of which are your choice to decide what it is you need, how you need, you are breaking that cycle of trauma. You are beginning to heal. And you're not only healing for yourself, but you're healing for those that you love. Maybe that's your children. Maybe that's your spouse. Maybe those are your brothers and sisters. Maybe it's your ancestors. And we can stop that cycle of trauma right here and right now. Every single time we practice an act of radical compassion and an act of radical love for ourselves. Because when we are loving towards ourselves, it is healing. When we are loving towards ourselves, other people can not only see that we are consciously choosing that path, because it is a choice, it's an everyday, one step at a time choice of self-care and wellness to heal. We can create good examples for those who come after us, because one day, even though you might not be an elder, you might not even be an elder in training, you might be a young adult, you might be a teenager, however old you are, know that your actions, one day you will be an elder, if we are lucky enough to get to that point of being an elder. And so the moments that we take of compassion for ourselves, to love ourselves, to allow ourselves to heal, then we get to make that impression for those who come after us. And we can turn that historical trauma into historical healing. And I truly do believe that now is the time to heal, because if not now, when? If not now, when? Terrell says, it took me many years to realize how my emotional and mental health was connected to my physical health and vice versa. I feel really blessed to now have a doctor who talks about that connection, and supports like this, R&R, to help me stay focused and centered. Yes, thank you so much, Terrell, for sharing this. And Terrell, I know you're on your healing journey. You are also a healer. So thank you so much for sharing this. Odessa says, love this, Terrell. Thank you for sharing. That is terrific that you have a doctor who understands and sees the benefit of things like these R&Rs. That is a good doctor. Doctors can be medicine, but they also might not be for you. Um, Culture can be medicine. Reflection is medicine. Radical compassion and love and acceptance for yourself is medicine. Um, there's lots of medicine. Medicine, listening to music that you love. Medicine is allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Medicine is nourishing food. Medicine is our natural medicines, our sacred medicines. For many of us, that may be sage, tobacco, cedar, and sweetgrass. Your medicine may be prayer. Your medicine may be a hug. You are the alchemist. You get to decide what do all of these different aspects of self-care look like for you. because it is as unique as you are, one in 7 billion. You are the master of this journey. You are driving. You are the captain. You are the leader of your own journey. And it may not always feel that way because we have those obstacles, we have those boulders, we have those individuals, we have the toxicity that comes, we have all these things, we have our vices, we have our addictions, we have the peaks and we have the valleys. You are the alchemist, you are the wizard, you are the master. But sometimes it does not feel that way. We feel like we aren't in control, or that we don't know what to do, or we can't imagine the next step, or we don't know that we have the energy for the next step. That's okay. That's when we go to our medicines. Maybe it's community activated medicine. Look to your people. Look to those that you trust. Maybe it's food as medicine. And the list goes on and on and on. We cannot control the obstacles that lie ahead of us on our path, the boulders that are in our path, but we can choose whether we are going to step around that boulder, whether we're going to just divert and take a completely different path, whether we're going to sprint and run and jump over that boulder, whether we're going to crawl cautiously and slowly over that boulder, or whether we're going to see that boulder and just be like, not today. I'm just going to sit down and I'm going to lean into that. And I'm going to figure out what I'm going to do when the time's right for me. Robin says, good morning from California. Thank you for your kind and wise words. Absolutely, Robin. We're here for you. We're here for you. Relatives, you are not alone. You are not alone. It can feel lonely sometimes, but you're not. We're here for you. There are people you can lean into, there are organizations you can lean into. And you can always connect to spirit in whatever way that is. Whatever way you need to connect to spirit, you do that. And deep breathing is one of the most immediate ways to connect to that spirit, regardless of what religion, spirituality, belief system you do or don't have. Even to our agnostics and our atheists out there, I promise you, deep breathe will help you connect to self. It will help you connect to self, and will help you be able to hear what it is that's truly in here and what you need. Okay, before we go, relatives, positive affirmations, Native Wisdom for White Minds by Ann Wilson Schaaf. Every day we have one. Every day of the year. It is November 18th. Can you believe it, relatives? Oh, I wanted to share it too. So I have a son. My son's 11 years old. And I just want to share this with you, relatives. I'm leaning into you because I wanted to share with someone. My son's 11. I love my son. Of course, I love my son. Um, he's so beautiful. He's one of the most beautiful spirits I've ever known. He's extremely kind and gentle. But I had always hoped in my life that I would have another child, and it hasn't been in the cards for me. I've always thought that maybe one day I would have a daughter. And just, I don't know, might be too late, maybe not, I don't know. But yesterday I adopted a fur daughter. I am picking up a tuxedo cat, a little black and white 6-week-old kitten. The shelter named her Cranberry. And today at 3:30, I have an appointment to pick her up, and I'm so excited for my fur daughter. So I just wanted to share because I never thought I would be so excited to adopt a little kitty. But I am beyond excited today. So if you notice me feeling real upbeat and happy, a lot of that is my fur daughter that I will be picking up today. And she was a rescue. She almost didn't survive. She's the runt of the litter. And I'll actually show you a picture of her because she's so stinking cute. I can barely handle it. But yeah, I'm so excited about my little fur daughter. Let me show you. Here's a picture I'll show you on my phone. Look at that little face. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. So, anyways, thanks, relatives, for letting me lean into you and share that, because I'm almost to tears just about how excited I am. Odessa says, I am also a cat mom and just love this. I can't wait to hear more about her. Yeah, my little girl, can't wait. I'll have to show her to you guys maybe on tomorrow morning for the 8 a.m. R&R. I'll bring her onto the video. Okay, Native Wisdom for White Minds, November 18th. Oh, interesting. Talents. Each person is known to have a certain gift and certain ability, and is therefore able to make a contribution to the whole. There will be Tohunga, the expert in bone carving, the expert in weaving, but there is in the whanau, or extended family, a place for all. And this is by Hivi Tauroa, a Maori writer. So Polynesian people, that's my people. Polynesians, Hawaiians, Maori people. Imagine what a productive society, what a safe society we would have if everyone had a place. In the whanau, or family, there is no such thing as handicapped. There is different. And each person who is different has her or his own particular gift to contribute. Children contribute what they can. They are not isolated from the decision making. Their gifts of inventiveness, creativity, joy, and energy are seen as contributions. People are not waiting for them to become adults. Groups are not segregated. Elders are persons with the greatest wisdom and therefore the best teachers, because they carry the wisdom of the tribe and are patient. It is the responsibility of the whanau, or family, to help find and bring out the special ability of everyone. Everyone has a place. No one has to make a place. God has given me my talents, and all I have to do is use them. One in 7 billion, relatives. That's who you are. 1 in 7 billion. The Creator gave you unique gifts. You have a place. You're like a star in the sky. They may seem limitless, they may seem infinite, but each one is beautiful, each one shines in its own light. All right, one more. Meditations with Native American Elders by Don Coyas. Again, November 18th. Power is not manifested in the human being. True power is in the Creator, and this was by Oren Lyons Onondaga. The old ones say the only true power is spiritual power. Sometimes our egos tell us we have power, but really we don't. Great spirit power is called by other names such as love, forgiveness, intelligence, life, principles, and law. When the Creator uses this power to make the human being powerful, we must stay humble. We should constantly acknowledge that we are who we are. We do what we do because of the power of the Great One. Great One, guide me to use your power well. I will use it only to serve the people. That's why we're here this morning, every 8 a.m. Monday through Friday, relatives. It is to serve you, to serve me, to serve our team members, to serve all our relatives. We are truly here in a way of healing. We are here to heal historical trauma. We are here to heal the pains and trauma that you may have experienced in your relationships, in your childhood, in your lifetime, in your present day life. We're here to reflect on ways that we can heal. We are actively healing right here and right now. It is a choice. It is a process every day, all day. I want to say mahalo nui loa. Thank you so much for joining us this morning, relatives, as we together participate in community activated medicine. You are the medicine. I am the medicine. We are the medicine. Ma'alama pono I kokino. Take good, righteous care of your body, your mind, your heart, and your spirit. Jamie, I see you. Woohoo. Aloha nui. Huge love to you all out there. Remember, practice radical compassion, kindness, and love, not only to others, but also to yourself. Before we go, there's a community survey linked to this video. Please take it. It's completely anonymous. It's brief. It asks just a few questions, and it helps us to understand how best to serve you, our relatives. That's what we're passionate about, walking alongside you on your path and journey of self-care, wellness, and mental health. This is also how we're able to keep our services completely free. We will never charge a penny for your wellness, ever. We will never ask you for an insurance card. We don't even want to see an insurance card. All you need to do to walk on this path and journey is just begin to decide that you do want to heal. That's it. Ahui ho akuno. Thank you all so much. Much love and aloha. You're welcome, Robin. Aloha, everybody. Have a great day.